when we were in Nashville and they sold those taint paintings. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm so mad at her. Camelot, can I confess to you this in private without the YouTube audience listening? When they sold those taint stamp paintings, I didn't even want to buy one. And she looks at me like I had murdered a baby. And she goes, "Are you buying one of those?" I'm like, "Well, I wasn't." But now I want one. Like, I didn't even think about it. I was not going to buy some chick's Rorschach vagina asshole painting. But now I am because she's fat but is funny.
Yeah.
And she's like, "If you buy that, I will kill you." I'm like, well, that's not fair, I think.
I feel like that would be a good thing to put in the background of your stream. You wouldn't even be able to tell what it is.
They weren't even expensive. They were like $90.
That's cheap.
Why didn't you buy one?
I didn't even know they were selling them.
Just go lick them. I didn't either.
I was just having a good
that was
time.
the funny thing. I didn't know they were selling them either. And she looks at me, she's like, "You're not buying one of these." I'm like, "They're selling these?" I would have definitely bought one.
Yeah.
Because they were so they were basically free. Guys, if you don't know, so this is Nashville. And we're at the worst strip club on the planet.
Yeah, every single woman looks like they had a grenade go off inside their vagina.
And none of them came up to any of us. And we're like, what the fuck?
It was weird.
I bought a girl a drink at a bar. They didn't have liquor there. I bought the stripper a drink at the bar. I'm like, "What you drinking, honey?" She's like, "Are you buying?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. What's up, girl?" And Lady Ragged's in the bathroom. Because I just want to bring a girl back to our group. We had like 10 people. And we had 10 people who were way hotter than me, like Cecil's girlfriend. Well, I was going to say Cecil. Cecil's there. Dick Masterson, his girlfriend. You're there. The other guy, I don't want to say his name. I want to say his name because he's a bitch, but I don't want to say his name because I don't want to out him. Valhalla. It was Valhalla Waits. His wife's there. We're all having a good time. Like we're there. We brought our own beer and shit because you can't buy liquor at the strip.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. We had to bring liquor in. It was so strange.
They have this in Minneapolis. If you can buy liquor at the club, they have to be topless. If you can't buy liquor but you bring your own, they can take their vaginas out.
Yeah.
And all you're thinking is like, well, I mean, look, I like women, I like vaginas, but like, I like whiskey more than a random girl's vagina.
I want the mystery because when there's a strip club close to my house and it's a great strip, like 95% of the women like look great, but I bet if they took their drawers off, it looked like somebody punched it for like an hour.
You'd be like a stat Arby's, right?
Yeah, like God, like every one of them. I was like, damn, it's not one of these. Like I've hooked up with a lot of girls in my day, and like 70% of them had decent looking vaginas, and like every one of these girls looked like freaking Leatherface went at it for like 20 solid seconds with his chainsaw. I'm like, damn, son.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't care. Most of the Minneapolis bars are topless, and I've been to a couple of them. I've been to a couple of them multiple times, and that's fine. Like you go in, you do this thing, but there's a couple that, and I haven't been to the Deja Vu Dreamgirls one. I have not been there literally since college, my undergrad. Lady Ragged and I went, and this is before we went to strip clubs at all. We were there. We're poor. You pay your cover. It's like, here's $20, and they hand you a plastic cup. It's like, go buy beer. I'm like, I don't even like beer.
Yeah.
And then you go, and there's this one Asian girl who's hot, and everybody else is fucking ugly. And they take off their bottoms, and you're like, well, I don't really, like, they're 8,000 miles away. I don't care about this.
Yeah.
I'd rather have tits and liquor than no bottoms and Red Bull. But we're in Nashville, and the cabbie, the Indian tech support guy, tells us, like, "Oh, yeah, you got to bring your own beer, my brothers." It's like, okay, well, stop us at a fucking gas station. So we stop at the gas station. We buy all this beer or White Claws or whatever, because I don't even know. What did we buy? Doesn't matter.
I think there was some Angry Orchard sitting there.
Because we couldn't buy at that time. We could not buy liquor. You had to buy like a beer, like a 3.2 to 5.0 beer or whatever. So we buy it. We go to this place, and I'm sitting there with Lady Ragged. She's sitting on my lap. We're having a good time. And they do this fucking taint painting shit. And I'm like, "Hey, girl." She looks at me out of nowhere. She goes, are you bidding on this? I'm like, there's a bid. He's like, are you buying this vagina painting? I'm like, no. But now that you mention it, all I want to do on earth is to find this chick fucking stamping a vagina like she's a government employee. It's like a Rorschach vagina painting from another stripper. Like, this is literally, like, this would be the funniest thing to put in the background of my show. She's like, if you buy this, I'll kill you. I will kill you. I'm like, well, how much is it? It was, guys, this thing is like $60. It was nothing. It was free.
Yeah. It was such a weird strip club because
it's so weird.
Every strip club I've ever been to in my entire life, no matter what state I'm in, Vegas, doesn't matter, California, just Florida, girls will just, there's like girls on the floor and girls on the stage. And girls will just come and sit in your lap and be like, how you doing? And you're like, oh, how you doing? And you talk and they leave. It's kind of goofy camaraderie, people watching. I enjoy it. That one
I have the phone numbers like 15 different strippers.
Yeah. And that one was just spooky.
It's so funny to me.